Hello, I'm Ash.
And I'm Fatima.
And this is Fatash. Something is going on in the group chat. My phone is blowing up. Let me put that on mute. So yeah, another Sunday, another week in this world.
Yep.
I managed to survive.
Yep, me too.
Barely. I had too much to drink on Thursday.
Nice.
No, it's not nice.
Why?
Because I got sick in my lift, and that's an extra $150.
You got sick in the elevator?
No, not the lift. In a lift, a ride share.
Okay, I've never done either of those things.
You've never taken like an Uber or a Lyft?
No, I've never thrown up in one.
Yeah, I hadn't either, but
I've been in one where somebody else threw up, but I just
this guy must have been new to rideshare because he had like none of the stuff in the car that I'm used to when I'm riding in Ubers and rideshares. First of all, most of the time they're going to have leather seats. This poor man did not.
That's not a requirement.
It's not, but I feel like if you're doing rideshare, if you have children, have leather seats. He did not.
Leather seats are hot, though. I don't.
It's easier to clean, though. Either way, $150.
People should not be throwing up in the car.
I'm not doing it on purpose. You think I want to spend another $150? I didn't even want a fucking lift to begin with because it was snowing that day. I had to get a lift to and from the event, and my company covers the ride home. Like, they always encourage us to take a lift home, and we invoice the company. So I was already going to get at least like $40 some odd back for the ride share. But no, I just had to get sick because my dumb ass did not eat enough as per usual. And I had like 4.5 drinks.
No.
I had a tequila drink.
Yep.
I had a wine. And I had 2 whiskey cocktails.
And how long were you there?
Got there at about 6:30. This damn headline. I got there about 6:30. I had my first drink at like 6:30. Then I had my wine at probably like 9. And then I had the 2 whiskey cocktails like within an hour of each other.
Yeah.
But I hadn't had a whole lot to eat. And
y'all see
how tiny I am.
But you're small and you're a woman and you drank too much in too short of an amount of time. When I was teaching Psych 101, when we got to like the substances portion of the class, I always like directed them to a calculator online, which shows you like how much you can drink over amount of time, depending on how much you weigh and whether or not you are a woman. Empty stomach like doesn't really come into play as much as the fact that you're a woman and you're small and the amount of time. You drink too much in too short of an amount of time. And I also like make them like look at the law and how much can you drink in such and such amount of time. And then I like make them do a problem like, okay, so if I'm a woman, I weigh this much and I'm at a bar where there's like this sort of special going on where, what do they call it? Like a boiler?
I don't know. I don't never drink unless
it's a thing where it's a huge beer and also a shot. And so that huge beer.
Oh, I think I know.
not,
I've seen versions of it. I think it goes by different names.
Yeah, it's not that huge beer is not one drink. It's two.
What's the
Plus the
calculator
shot.
called? What's the website?
I'd have to look it up.
Well,
but it's I used it to like get them to think in terms of like their outings and planning, and like if I drink this much, then how long do I have to be here to get my alcohol level back down enough so that I can drive without getting a DUI.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've still yet to calculate.
And it's
the
still
hours.
Yeah, I know that for me, like 2 drinks is pretty much my max. Also because I don't like to be beholden to say like, okay, I guess I got to stay here for 3 more hours, because like reducing the amount of alcohol in your system just takes us so much longer for women because we lack the enzyme that metabolizes alcohol.
Yeah, that was my bad. Fortunately, none of my coworkers had to see me indisposed. So there's that, because like everybody else was like, because the event went to like 11:30, and some folks were going back to the office, and I'm like, nah, I'm going home because I technically need to be on call for any work that might come through anyway. But where I messed up was in selecting the wait for a ride, because when you opt to wait for a ride, it's like a couple dollars shorter, and every time I've done that, the ride would still show up within like 2 minutes anyway. But no, they actually made me wait like 10 minutes, even though there was a lot of people leaving the event. So I'm assuming there was like a lot of rideshare folks in the area, but nope, they made me wait that 10 minutes. And in that 10 minutes, I started stewing. And then I had to sit in the car for like 20 odd minutes to get back up to my place. And I just, bleh. All over my nice outfit too. My outfit was so cute. My poor coat. Luckily, my coat had like a nice, an inner lining that allows for like just rinsing it down. When I tell you, I just climbed into the shower fully clothed.
Yeah, because yeah. If you need to wash yourself and the clothes, why not?
Yeah. I was literally just sitting in the tub with the shower running for like 20 minutes just to rinse my outfit. And thank God my outfit was primarily cotton anyway. So no harm, no foul. My coat
was
took
foul.
it was foul for sure. The outfit was cute though. I looked good until I didn't. Like I'm so glad there was like no one in my building. Stumbling into my building covered in vomit. Oh God. So yeah, that was my Thursday. Spent the next day trying to recover. That's probably like the one thing I have against living by myself and not having a boyfriend is not having someone to take care of me when I have a hangover.
Really? Because like when I was hungover, I was always extra grateful that I was by myself because I wouldn't want anybody to see me.
I mean, ego-wise, for sure. But I mean, in terms of like, yo, somebody make sure I have some water and can you grab me something to eat? It'd be nice to have that. I ended up having to spend another $30 to get, food sent to me. And then I still had to leave the house because I had to go downstairs and open the door. But then I reminded myself that, like, yeah, if I had a boyfriend to do that, I would have to return the favor. Like,
yeah, and you don't ever know, and you don't ever know when that will be.
Also, men are such babies when they're sick.
Yeah. No.
Big babies can't handle shit.
Well, we shouldn't say that. They can handle war. They can have all the wars. I don't want to fight.
They come back with shell shock and PTSD. Can't
you
nobody.
will too. You see your best friend getting blown up.
I know, but like to say men can handle that. No. They're human.
Well, they are handling it. I don't want to handle it.
No, they just ain't got no choice. They're
They
the
do
first
have a
ones to be
choice.
out there.
They can
No.
say no, thank you. I won't be
Nah, their
signing
ego
up
won't
for
allow
that.
them to do that. Nah.
No, thank you. No war for me, please.
What pain can men tolerate more than women?
Mm.
And I'm not counting war because no human being should have to go through that.
Well, they don't seem to feel emotional pain. I mean,
Just because they don't show it don't mean it's not there. They just don't know what they're dealing with because they don't want to address it.
if a man gets a divorce, he gonna get remarried.
Immediately, because they don't want to be alone. They're the most lonely ass niggas. Don't even get me started. A woman will get divorced and never marry again. A nigga get divorced and he be trying to find.
Won't go to therapy or nothing. He didn't feel anything. He didn't feel anything. He's just kind of like, oh well, just lost one, get another.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of physical pain a guy can tolerate more than a woman could. No, I can't think of anything. That's not a knock on men per se.
Knock them. They don't care. They ain't gonna feel shit no way.
They feel it. They just don't know how to address it.
Why would you assume that they feel it if you don't?
Because they're human. Humans have emotions, but not all of them are emotionally intelligent enough.
Yeah, they're human, but they aren't women.
They're just not emotionally intelligent, a lot of them, to know what they're going through. It'll just be like, it's a feeling. They don't like the feeling, so that just automatically gets converted to like anger.
That's what I find crazy. That women get the reputation for being emotional, but is men murdering everybody
emotional. They just angry.
Just kind of like, did you not realize that anger is an emotion?
Shit. Also, when we're on our periods, our hormones are about level to that of men, apparently. So
so they feel like that all the time? That's
exactly. We can't have a woman run the president because she'll sit there and on her period press the nuclear buttons. Nigga, you're literally at the state of a woman's hormones on her period all the time. All the time. We are just like that for like a week. And when you look at it that way, it's like, yeah, the way these niggas be acting in government, yeah, y'all are very emotional.
Mm-hmm. I'm very emotional about the government. I don't like the fact that we're about to have an anti-vaxxer at the head of, what is it, Health and Human Services?
I have half a mind to start a Deadpool on Trump's cabinet, and not Deadpool the anti-hero, but like having a list of everybody's in this cabinet and betting how long they're going to actually last in that position, because his turnover last time was crazy. And one of his appointees didn't even make it into the actual cabinet before he withdrew himself.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So have you been on X?
Hell no.
I have. It's unfortunate, but so Elon Musk has really fucked that up. He's inserted himself into everybody's timeline. Also, people that I am not following are popping up in my timeline, such as Matt Gaetz's wife. She left some cryptic messages some cryptic tweets the other day talking about unemployment never looked so good. We ain't out the game. We gonna pop back up. And I'm like, oh no.
I'm so sorry for y'all who are still on Twitter who can't block or mute people.
Well, the reason why I'm still on Twitter is because of like I follow a lot of people that are like COVID conscious, and a lot of like health experts in there talking about H5N1, and the other apps just aren't there yet in terms of like they have on them. So
I get it. Like
I'm just sticking with it until it like explodes in my in my hand, pretty much.
I've heard a lot of people have migrated to like Blue Sky.
Yeah, but not everyone, and a lot of like COVID conscious and disability Twitter and everything. People are still on Twitter, and it's just real hard to rebuild all of that on a new app. Plus, people find it difficult to maintain both. So, like, and Blue Sky is not the first one where everybody said that they were going to go to this new one, and then it just fizzles out in like a couple of weeks, and then everybody's back on Twitter. So, like I said, I'm going to stick with just Twitter until it explodes in my hand.
Yeah, I was never a fan of the Twitter interface in general. The whole, I only had like 20 characters to type or some shit. Like, no.
I like it. Be brief, because I have made some mistakes. Just, half-heartedly scrolling Facebook, and then, somebody make a long-ass post, and I see the word baby and celebrate, and then I say congratulations, and then everybody's like, how could you? And it's some girl posting about her miscarriage, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
Wow, they ain't got nothing, girl. That's just you not being able to read.
I wasn't going to read all of that. It was long. It was too fucking long. Be brief, like I said.
Yeah, if I see a whole bunch of words anyway, I'm not reading that.
Also, like, I had like girl dinner. I had like some Cheetos and champagne, and I was scrolling it, and I was scrolling Facebook on my Xbox. Like, I'm just scrolling, like, baby, celebrate.
Girl, not an excuse.
All I said one word, and then I get a flood.
You didn't have to say anything.
She was a childhood friend. I thought that she was having a baby because I saw the word baby and celebrate amidst all those words. I'm just trying to skim.
Listen, I have a childhood friend who's pregnant. And I think the most I did was maybe hit her with the like emoji, maybe. Because I have opinions. And
I don't. I thought she was. I knew she wanted a baby. She with her husband.
I didn't even know she wanted a baby, and last I checked, she wasn't with her fiance anymore. So I had
that's a completely different.
I know,
situation.
But I'm saying I had all I'm saying is her post was clear enough that she was happy about the pregnancy, but I'm like so full of questions of like. Who, what, when, where, why, what? Like, I'm just like it. If you like it, I love it, and I'm gonna just keep pushing.
Look, if it's happening anyway, be happy about it.
I ain't gotta be happy about nothing.
No, she does. She does. Oh, yeah. That's why she's happy now because she's decided. Like I said,
if you like it, I love it.
Doing it.
You like it, I love it.
Don't you ever change your own mind about something?
I don't know what she changed her mind on. I just know I went from, there's going to be a wedding to I called off the wedding. And like now she's pregnant with I don't know who.
Maybe that's why she called off the wedding.
No, because she called off the wedding like 2 years ago.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. They had actual like wedding announcement pictures taken. That's how I was like, wow, I really thought it was happening because they posting engagement pictures and shit. And then she called it off. I didn't ask why because we not that close anymore. She was close enough to invite me to the wedding, but we not close enough to really get into the nitty-gritty of why it was called off. But she happy about this next kid, so hey. I don't know. It ain't for me. None of this is for me. Having a partner, having kids, let alone without a partner, it's nah. I could barely take care of myself. I was in the shower for 20 minutes in my clothes Thursday night. Can you imagine if I had kids? Mommy, what's wrong?
Yeah, I can imagine. Because like Kids don't stop you from doing that shit.
They don't. You just
Them kids just gotta deal with it.
Then my kids getting taken away.
No, people do all types of shit. Kids don't get taken away.
I don't want to have to put a kid through that. I don't want my kid.
And if they're small enough, they're just gonna be like, "Well, mommy's sick."
I don't need kids having any kind of stories to be telling out of context at any other holiday events.
They gonna embarrass you anyway. It doesn't matter. You might as well have fun.
Nah.
I was on Twitter. There was this woman with her little kid, and she was like, yeah, and she was like taking some deep breaths. She was like, yeah, talking about her kid. She knows I get overstimulated easily. I'm just trying to calm down and self-regulate. And the kid was like, yeah, because you got that autism. And I was like, oh no.
Not making it a song. Oh my gosh. Nah, I'll stick to.
Kids will tell all of your business.
I'll stick to my niece.
I have a couple.
I got a couple of them. There's only one of them I actually see on a regular, and by regular I mean like once a year. That's good enough for me.
No, I had a boyfriend, and I was trying to get a new job, and Trevor, like, he was a little kid, and he was like, he turned and looked at my boyfriend, and he said, she gets that job, she's not gonna have time for you.
I hit him with the soldier boy. Oh my god. It's hilarious.
Yeah, so mean.
Kids be quick to try to be.
Kids are jerks.
Kids are messy. I remember being a messy kid too. Like, I remember my aunt was dating her boyfriend in high school, and she said that she liked, what was it? Kel Mitchell from Kenan and Kel.
Yeah,
She had mentioned he was cute or something, and when her boyfriend came over, I'm like, Fifi said that Kel is cute. I was in kindergarten. I couldn't wait to tell her boyfriend that she thought another man was cute.
Wow. As if that's cheating. Like, they're celebrities.
Kids are snitches. Kids can't hold water for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell them nothing.
Even if you don't tell them nothing, they can just see. And they will tell you exactly what they see.
Mm-hmm. Don't know the context. They observing the shit.
Yeah.
Why you got lipstick on your neck? Lipstick is for girls.
Wow.
Oh God. No kids. Jesus Christ. Ah.
So what have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Ugh. I finished Arcane season 2. I have feelings, but I don't know how to parse them yet. Overall, I feel like the Arcane series was really good. Really good visuals. Loved the music. Story was pretty good. I feel like the latter half of the series felt rushed in a way. They could have had, I don't even know where they could have really made it better. Like, maybe some more episodes to better flesh out some things. Like, each episode was like 45 minutes, but there were still some elements that just felt like it needed more time to breathe. And elements that they kind of lingered on where I'm like, this sequence could have been cut in half kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And then they added in elements of not only multiverse, but time travel. And that is a fine line to tread. Like, it's already a fine line when you're trying to tread time travel, because time travel and the rules can vary per whatever the fuck you're watching.
Did they
No,
Did
go
they
ahead.
just shoehorn it into the plot like Game of
Mm,
Thrones did for no reason and then never return to it?
no, the time travel element had always been a thing since at least the first season.
Hmm.
Because it's their time travel at least did not really exceed more than like a couple minutes. Like there's a character named Echo who can rewind time back a few seconds, a few minutes. Nothing like millennia type shit.
Oh, but that's cool. You could do a lot with that.
Yeah, so he used it mostly with his fighting. He could like, if he missed a dodge, he can rewind and get the dodge right the second time, because while everything around him rewinds, he still has memory of his previous trials.
I know I would mess somebody up with that because I would choose one person and try out all sorts of shit on them.
But then you get into the multiverse, and the multiverse element wasn't brought up until the second season. And not until like this last 3 episodes kind of
I
thing.
would love it if every time he rewound time, he created another universe.
And for all I know, he did. For all I know, he did. But yeah, it was like there was multiverse, body hopping. It was a lot. It could have been worse, but it could have been better with more time. And they also gave, like, I feel like they gave too much time to some of the romance elements as well. Which in the first season, I felt like the romance elements were paced well. And in the first season, we only got like one quote unquote sex scene. I say quote unquote only because it was the way they animated it. It was very artistic. Like, you knew niggas was fucking, but the way they had like animated it, it was really pretty. And it was also intercut with something else happening in another scene. So it's like you've got this love scene happening and it's being intercut with like something dramatic and traumatic happening, going back and forth kind of thing. So it wasn't just 3 straight minutes of a love scene. And then in this latter half of the series of season 2, was it the last episode? I want to say it was either in the last 2 episodes, there were like 2 different like quote unquote love scenes. One was actually like basically foreplay to sex in the penultimate moments, and the other one was just like 2 characters dancing, which it was cute, but it's like we could cut it short. We could cut the dance short, and I'd understand what y'all was trying to convey here. But there's like there's shit happening. Okay, we on a time crunch. We need to move this along. So then when we get to the penultimate episode, not even the penultimate episode, the last episode, and there's like a prelude to a sex scene moment in the beginning, I'm literally sitting there like, really? We gonna do this now? Here? Like off the cusp of a traumatic moment too, which is a big pet peeve of mine in media, when someone has just experienced something really traumatic and they like immediately move into like making out or even sex, and I'm like, really?
Actually, sometimes, yeah.
I
in
know,
real life, yeah.
I know this is apparently a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
But it's my friend. Yes, there could have been more time. But no, I feel like if I was just going through something traumatic, I don't think I want to make out with nobody. First of all, I don't like kissing, so that's already something I don't like. So if I'm like crying my eyes out over something traumatic that just happened, and my dude leans in to like kiss me, I'm gonna push him away. Like, no,
like they did.
Don't touch me.
It's not Game of Thrones. It's the other one, the show that we're all watching now,
House of
Dragons, where there was that kiss where someone was crying between those 2 women. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that wasn't even in the script.
Yeah.
Everybody saw it and was like, why?
Right, we're like, well, first
Why?
of all, that's
Why
your
and why
husband's
now?
that's your husband's side piece.
She trying to get in that thruple.
Former side piece. So on the one hand, you're like, cool, queer representation. But on the other hand, it's like, this bitch? Really?
I had to explain to my dad yesterday what a thruple is.
The only throuple I approve of, and it's not even an actual throuple, and Cerebral, you already know who I'm thinking of. It's Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Hugh Jackman.
Oh.
It's not official, but if it would ever come out, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, I knew it. She wants a whole bunch of kids. Hugh Jackman ain't got no biological kids. Both his kids are adopted, so like nobody found it weird that this man knows that Blake Lively wants like 6 kids. Like that just seemed odd to me.
Did she say she wants 6 kids?
Apparently, amongst the 2 of them or the 3 of them, because they were playing a game. He knows. We talk about this almost weekly. They was when they were doing their press tour for the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, they were playing a game of like guess who, and Ryan Reynolds had to guess Blake Lively, his wife, and one of the clues Hugh Jackman gave him was if they could, they would have 6 kids, and he immediately knew who he was talking about. He's like, oh, Blake Lively. I'm like, why does your friend know that your wife wants like 6 kids? And why does he remember that as like a fact to just talk about? I don't know. That's just, you know what? I'm not even gonna hold him, because honestly, sometimes you just learn weird facts about your friend's partner, and it's just there, whether you want to know it or not. I know some things about my friend's boyfriend that I don't need to know. It was said amongst friends. So it wasn't even like she told me. He just said it amongst the group of friends. And now I'm like, great. Now I know this about him. Actually, she's told me some other things about him too. I know too much about him that I don't need to know.
I don't know.
But it's not something that I would like.
How close of friends are they? I mean, Mike knows more about me than any man I've ever dated.
Well, just because he lived with you.
Well, same things for most of my friends, because like we've been friends for like 20 years. So
that's what I was saying. Like, you know, that initial, I had to backtrack, because Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds have been friends for like well over a decade at this point. And he's over his house all the time. All the time. Basically, and he always shows he's basically raising his kids. He said that like in like 3 different interviews of like, you need to come home and raise your kids. Because I'm always raising your kids. He said one time he just like left his kids with Hugh Jackman for like a couple months. And Hugh Jackman like verified it. He's like, yeah, he just left.
That's amazing. That's a good friend.
Man, I've already told my friend, don't you ever drop your kids off at my house and not be back when you said you're supposed to be. They will be reported to CPS in a heartbeat. I'm not no, I'm not doing it. Well, anyway, yeah. You friends for a long time, you just know weird shit. Yeah, I don't know weird. Well, no. I'm gonna say I don't know weird shit about Mike.
I do, but I won't tell it. I won't tell it. I won't tell it. In part because I don't want him telling mine. So,
I can only imagine what he knows about you.
Mutually assured destruction. I'm gonna shut up.
Mutually assured. You don't, okay, not intentionally, but when you're drunk, you be saying shit.
Not me. I
It'd
know
be
how to
it'd be
zip
like
it.
TMI shit where I'm like, bro, I didn't.
Also, I don't drink like how you drink. Like I said, I go to that little calculator and I say, okay, I can have 1.5 drinks, and then I just do that.
It's still too much information though, Mike. Calculated
Also,
TMI or
I'm not a blabber drunk. I'm a sleepy drunk. Like don't like
I'm a
don't get me
sleepy-
drunk and expect for me to go anywhere. I'm gonna
Sleepy,
sleep in the club.
irritated. Yeah. I go from
I'm
like
asleep.
I go from high vigilance to irritated to sleepy. Depending on what I've been drinking.
And then I don't want to go anywhere.
But yeah, it all comes down to what you don't mind being repeated back. I don't think I have anything that I've said, drunk or otherwise, that if it's repeated back, I'm going to feel a way about it. I don't think. Yeah. Yeah. Because most of the people around me have worse memories than me anyway.
But also, this is just like throwing up in the back of the Uber or Lyft or whatever.
Who among us has not had an embarrassing moment like that?
I don't throw up in the back of the Uber.
Okay, maybe not in the back of the Uber,
let me get to where I'm going.
Okay.
You don't get this kind of behavior with marijuana. That's all I'm saying, which is another reason why it should be legalized.
You could if you're crossfaded.
What's about to be legal and illegal in the next couple of months.
If you crossfaded, you can get that. You drinking and you smoking?
Once I'm smoking, I don't feel the need to drink.
I just need food when I drink. There's never enough food.
No, you need to be a bigger person, and you're not.
I can't help that I'm tiny.
You can drink less.
I could. I'm sorry. Those last 2 whiskey cocktails were actually pretty good. They were good. Yeah, that's what did me over that last one.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I've
legalize it, please. But now we've got. But I don't instead of getting weed, though. Then don't smoke. Have a gummy.
I had a cookie once. That cookie was so good, but it fucked me up. Good
Lord.
Oh
my God. I will not be. Now that like gummies are being sold in dispensaries, no, I will not be fucking with those baked goods. Because like that shit is not like, unless you got it from the dispensary, then
it's
maybe
not regulated.
Well, it's not evenly distributed. Like,
yeah.
So you take one bite of the cookie and you're like high as a fucking kite.
Nah.
Did I
eat a whole one?
I had a fourth of a brownie once and forgot my Apple password. Like, was locked out on my cell phone forever. We snatched the memory of a password that I put in like 100 times a day, like the muscle memory and everything. I was never able to recover it. It had to go through a whole bunch of mess.
I can't remember what I had. It had to have been a gummy or something. Cause I came home and I swear my brain reverted back to when I was like 6. I was remembering like old words I used to make up as a kid. I was like, oh my God, I don't know actual words anymore. It was weird. I can't explain it to you, but it really just felt like my brain just rewound like 30 some odd years. Like it was just a mental state that I remembered being in as a child that I cannot explain as an adult. But I had the fear that I was stuck in this mind state. I was just nonverbal for like the rest of the night. Again, lived by myself, so no one there to really see this happen.
Yeah, I also like to be like at home. for the weed because I was out and about walking around one day and the weed kicked in. And then I was like, oh, I'm dumb now. Like, then I was thinking, like, well, I'm sure there's other dumb people out here too. And they walk around like this all the time. Fuck, I'm hungry. Oh, I hope nobody can see that I'm dumb now. Like, don't.
My friend did that, but she was in the woods.
Oh no, not the woods.
Her and her
Not
boyfriend
the
got lost in
woods.
the woods.
Oh.
I'm like, but it wasn't like woods. It was like a path. I'm like, how did you get lost on the path? Oh God.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Fun times? Question mark.
Real fun.
I still have yet to find that perfect like level of anything. Alcohol.
You have to experiment at home.
I don't want to.
You have to. That's what I keep telling my mother because, like, she will come back from Mexico and be like, "I had a mojito." I was like, "A single mojito."
One.
She was like, "Yes, I was fucked up," and I'm like, "Mom,
Just
if
one.
you would practice at home, you could work your way up to two drinks before Dad has to help you."
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard for us tiny folks. And I need food. I don't like to just drink without food if I can help it.
That also used to annoy me when I'd be with some people and they're like, "Yeah, let's go to this bar and that bar and this other bar," and I'm like, wait a minute.
Is there food?
Is there going to be food? Because you're not going to just have me drinking.
I do not understand that. For all that, if we just gonna be drinking, I might as well be drinking water.
Right. And then I gotta pee. Yeah, I need some food.
I don't even be drinking Mountain Dew like that. Like I love Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
but
I don't drink anything like that.
I need that with a meal. The only thing I can just be drinking just to be drinking is water.
Oh, well, actually, I like tea also. I drink lots and lots of tea.
Water's the only thing I will drink just to drink. I don't like it, but it's non-offensive. I'm drinking it now.
No, I drink lots and lots of tea. I had an aunt one time, she was like, "Coffee or tea?" And I was like, "Both," because ADHD, coffee in the morning, green or black tea in the afternoon, and then hibiscus tea at night. She's like, "Oh, okay."
And I mean, some of them have caffeine, so.
Oh yeah,
with that.
The coffee has caffeine, the black tea has caffeine, the green tea has caffeine, and then the hibiscus tea is the good night tea. That or chamomile.
Oh, child.
Oh man, Thanksgiving is coming up.
Ugh.
You know what I've noticed?
I say ugh like I'm going to be cooking. I ain't doing shit. That's my weekend.
We've already started like the shopping. What I've noticed that people are very talkative in line. Like there was a man like looking all up in my cart, and he was like, "You cooking? You cooking? You gonna snap? You gonna snap on that bird?" And I'm like,
like absolutely not. Somebody else is going to cook.
What kind of size y'all gonna have?
But nigga, mind your business.
I was at Walmart the other day.
That's your problem. Yeah, Walmart.
Oh no, this was at a regular grocery store where dude was asking me about the stuff in my cart and what we were cooking, as if he was gonna get an invitation. And then
that's his attempt to flirt. Trying to gauge, like, oh, she's wifey. She know how to cook.
Well, when you go around like that, I don't always like pick it up. Either way, I was walking around Walmart yesterday. I was doing some shopping, and somebody was way more direct. He was like, "Hey, you're gorgeous. You should let me take you out sometime." It's like, wow, it's really that simple when a guy wants you.
Yeah, it really is. But also, they just be shooting their shot to anybody, I feel like. But I admire
I had to, and then, and so I said, oh, no, thanks. And then he's like, why? You got a man? And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
And then I got in line, and it was the shortest line, but like there was an empty cart ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody was behind me. And then that same dude came to take over the empty cart. I'm like, oh no. And then he was like, this guy, how long you been seeing him? I was like, 2 years. He was like, why you ain't popped the question? I said he did. I want a bigger ring.
You just making up shit.
just made up a whole fiance.
2 years popping a question. Half the niggas, half my friends have been with their niggas for like 15 years. You talk about 2 years, you ain't popped the question. Like, nigga, have you seen Sakai? We're shopping at Walmart right now.
But that is the conventional wisdom. That is what my mama always told me.
Yeah, a guy knows within like a year or two or whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
Nah, but dudes, I have to question when dudes be asking me out, because they always ask me out when I'm like at my busted. My most busted.
Maybe they just like you. They like your natural state.
When I look like a little boy.
You're cute though. But they what they can see is that, like, okay, she's still fine with no wig, no lashes, no overdone eyebrows, no makeup. Wouldn't mind waking up next to that.
I don't give you that. If that is what they're really
because you have heard men complain about, like, I ain't know what this bitch looked like till she slept over.
I mean, I'll give you that, because even when I do quote unquote dress up, it's not that far of a difference than when I'm just running an errand real quick. Yeah, but don't nobody ever want to be talking to me when I'm dressed up. That's what gets me. Like, when I actually do put a little bit more effort, like lay my edges, nobody wants to say nothing. Nobody wants to, like, actually ask me out then. They'll say, oh, you look cute, and just keep it pushing. But when I look like I don't want to be talked to, and I'm a little boy running errands for my mom, now you want to ask me out. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, dude, I didn't even have my glasses on. Like, I couldn't even half see this dude, but I knew absolutely not. He's like, what? And they always ask, why not? I'm like, because I'm not interested, man. I got food at home. I was like, I'm not interested, man. I got food at home. I don't want to waste your time.
Well, okay, but is there anywhere else that you would like to go? Like, do you have? There's so much to do around Chicago, where it's just kind of like, no, you can't take me there, but you could take me to what's that big thing that they do for, like, it's like German Santa Claus stuff?
Chris Kindle Mart.
Yeah, you can take me to the Chris Kindle Mart, and you can buy me some shit. You can buy me some ornaments. I'm gonna remember you forever, or just for the next month or so. I hang this up on my tree.
I'd have to know what. It depends on the person, because, like, if I meet someone and I have, like, a good rapport with them, then, like, we would come to a conclusion of, like, what we want to go do. Not just, oh, let's go get dinner. Like, I don't know. I prefer.
You're creative. You could tell him to take you somewhere else besides dinner. Just tell him where you want to go.
Yeah, but I have to want to actually be interested in spending time with that person. And if you're not even cute, I don't want to be looking at you for like the next hour or plus.
Ouch, Gucci, ouchie.
I mean, I already know you just want to look at me anyway. I don't want to necessarily look at you.
And you don't want to kiss on the first date because you don't want to kiss on any of the dates because you
I
don't
don't
want
like
to
kissing,
kiss.
period. I don't like it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I've done it twice. I don't get it. I don't like it.
Oh.
Just put that on the list with
Do
anal.
you know anybody? Oh, ouch.
I don't get that either. I don't get it. As a woman, I don't get it. As a man, I get it.
Yeah.
But as a woman, I don't get it. Ain't nothing back there. Leave that alone. Leave it alone.
There's stuff back there. That's another thing. As straight people, we are not properly prepared. I hate when somebody tries to spring that on you. Like, no.
I mean,
there's a whole process.
I mean, even queer people gotta prepare for that.
Right, but I'm saying like straight people are notoriously unprepared for that type of thing.
Ugh.
So when a man springs that up on you and it's just kind of like, you needed to say something about this like a day ago.
That's some like it's your birthday type.
But
stuff.
also I don't wanna. But like in the future, if you even want me to think about it, which I'm not.
It's not happening.
I needed 72-hour notice. What the
fuck? I'm just saying, this is not an everyday thing. It's not an everyday thing. Don't touch my butt. I already don't want you touching my butt. Now you're getting invasive. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't kiss me. Don't touch my butt. You can look, but you can't touch. Like,
but back to this Walmart where everyone was extra friendly. So after I made up this fiance, who's out buying me a bigger ring, he finally looked at me like, "Okay, bitch, I get it. I know you lying, but this is how bad you ain't." You ain't trying to fuck with me.
Because niggas don't take no for an answer. You can tell them no, then they want to know why. Then you tell them why. They don't accept that reason. And even if you tell them like, oh, I got a man, they be like,
everything beyond that is my opportunity to practice my creative writing skills. So
and you're acting. that could be great acting. Niggas still talking to you, be like, you see me? It's been so long. I've been haunting these aisles of Walmart for 52 years.
I get to the cashier and the cashier was like, "How you doing?" She was like, and I did not have like Turkey Day stuff in the cart at all. She was like, "Y'all, you cooking? Is everybody coming over? What y'all making?" But she was great though. She was nice. I said, maybe a caramel cake. She was like, I'll make a caramel cake.
Like, okay, go make a caramel cake for your peoples. Like, what?
Yeah, it was cute.
I might make a cheesecake. Maybe.
Okay.
A no-bake cheesecake, like literally.
I was about to say, is it a real cheesecake or is it a no-bake cheesecake?
It would be a no-bake. I found out that Philadelphia has a no-bake thing. I'm about to use that. I'll make the crust from scratch again, like I did last time. And by scratch, I mean bashing up some Oreo cookies and melting some butter.
That reminds me, I need to ask my parents like what they want for dessert. Rum cake, carrot cake, coconut cake.
Key lime pie.
They don't like key lime pie. I've been trying to make a key lime pie for years. They won't let me do it.
Okay, here's the thing. Your family stay talking about what they don't like until they actually have it. So
they like lemon meringue pie. Plus, key limes this season.
Make a key lime.
There are no key limes around.
Well, next time they are, make it and watch they'll like it.
Actually, I've never had a key lime pie.
My cousin's girlfriend is apparently gonna make a key lime pie, and I'm a bit concerned. I haven't had her cooking, but this is a white woman. I haven't had.
But she's baking. You should.
I haven't had many white people's cooking, so
they can bake. It's just
they can
bake.
I've had one of my coworkers made this peanut butter pie. I don't even like peanut butter like that, but that shit, I was like, God damn, this she did that. That pie was good, but yeah. But when it's different when it's something that you do actually like and somebody is attempting to make it.
Yeah,
you're gonna be extra critical.
I feel trapped when people when they say like, what do you like, and then they say I'll make it, and it's just kind of like
nah. And that, look, I gotta say, the little white girl, she bold. You trying to make something for a black family? Couldn't be me.
You just go to the Whole Foods and pick up whatever they got there, and
she actually
bring that.
Gonna try to cook. I applaud her audacity because I could never. But we know this girl. I've seen her like twice at this point. She's very clingy. Nice girl.
Why do you say she's clingy?
Because she literally clings to my cousin.
Oh,
like
maybe she's just warming up to the family and everything.
She's been dating him for like 2 years now.
Oh,
yeah. She stays like on him. Like we went to the movies like a couple weeks ago. Like no, back in October we went to the movies. That girl was stuck on his arm whole time. Couldn't even go to the bathroom without an escort. I'm like, what? You gotta stand outside the door for your girl to go to the bathroom? All right, whatever. You want to be a gentleman, like, cool, whatever. But like, he went home to like see his people on his dad's side or whatever. And the men, they tend to like all hang out in the garage or whatever, and the women be hanging out in like the living room or whatever. Why was she in the garage with the men? Stuck up on her man. Girl,
maybe they were all having a very interesting conversation.
It don't matter if they were. Know your place. The women are over here, and the men are hanging out in the garage.
What if the men invited her?
They didn't.
How do you know?
Because my cousin said so.
I've been that person where the women are over here, but I'm over there with the men only because the men invited me to shoot guns. Like, and I'm there just
okay, but they invited you. That's what I'm saying. They invited you. They did not invite her. She was just stuck to his arm. And they were just not telling her to leave. Because you would hope that people could pick up on social cues.
I can't. Terrible. So, I'm terrible in that way. You better say
I'd be the type as the female family member, if my family was that big, because like when we hang out at my grandmom's house, it's only like 5-6 of us. But with my cousin and his father's side of the family, it's a lot of them. If I was one of the women in the living room and I saw a girl about to go over to the garage, I'd be like, hey, come to us. Come over here. Come on, let's get to know you. Have a seat. Take a load off. Come here. Like, you not sit your ass down. Let's talk. Let's get to know you.
That's scary. No wonder she claimed her, man. I mean, y'all trying to get her. Like,
look,
trying to pounce all over her.
Meeting the family is a scary situation oftentimes or not. But you need to meet the family. You can't just be stuck up under your man or your girl all night. Like,
why not?
Because the family will talk. As my family is talking. Again, for the most part, we're like,
she's been around for 2 years. Come on.
Well, like, she's nice. She just needs to let my mans go a little bit. Like, girl.
I hope this pie, like puts
I hope the pie is great. I hope she subverts my expectations.
Puts her over the top, and y'all are like, yay.
Damn, I forgot that girl's name.
Nice to her.
I can't even remember.
You don't need to mention it. You don't need to mention it on the podcast.
No, I'll ask my grandma later. Look, this is no offense to her. I'm bad at remembering a lot of people's names. I still am trying to remember my coworkers' names.
Yes, ew, we gotta meet families now.
That's okay. Put that on the list as well. That is reason number 568 why I do not want a boyfriend, because I don't want to meet family. I don't want to meet other people's family. My family's cool. I don't want to necessarily meet your family. I don't know if your family's gonna be cool.
Mine?
No, I'm talking theoretically. Partner.
I can tell you right now, no. My mom gonna tell you that you rang the doorbell wrong. Like,
yeah, I just want to see your mom in action. Honestly, I just want to see the dynamic that is your mom.
She'd probably be really sweet. People actually like typically feel at ease with her, unless she is feeling in a mood to be mischievous.
Listen,
just
that's the same with
somebody.
That is the same with my nana. My nana's all sweet and all that, and I be telling folks, no, my nana is nice, but she is very spoiled. She's very spoiled, and I will call her out all the time as nicely as I can, as me being me. Somebody gotta check her. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. Respectfully. You need one of those people to just tell you when you ain't acting right. Y'all do it to me all the time. Y'all be wrong, but y'all do it. Yeah, you might. Every time I talk to children, like, oh, Ashley, why are you fighting with the children? I'm not fighting with the children. I'm treating them like smaller people.
She fighting with the children because they weigh the same.
We having a debate. These kids are bigger than me. These kids are bullies. My niece is gonna be taller than me in like 2 years. She's like 9. She actually, her birthday was Thursday? Yes, I got drunk on her birthday. Her birthday was Thursday. So I had talked to her the following day. And I had told her, I like telling her the story that her mom had her early because she otherwise would have been born on my birthday. And I had been telling my sister for years, you're going to have a daughter just like me because you don't like me.
Oh, you cursed her. I see.
It wasn't a curse. People would be blessed to have a child like me. I was a godsend of a child. You can ask my mom. But because my sister does not like me, to have a mini me would annoy her. And I said, I'm like, because you don't like me so much, you're going to end up having a child just like me. So she induced labor a week early. That is not necessarily true. Babies come when they want to. But I like to say that. So my niece is a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp. And so I tell that to my niece. She's like, Mom, you had me early? She's like, no, that's just when you were born. So she's like, well, I'm glad my birthday's before you. I wouldn't want to share my birthday with you. I'm like, well, I wouldn't want to share my birthday with you either.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's fine.
Oh. My brother's birthday is close to Halloween. And I remember when my mom was pregnant, I told everybody that he was going to be born in Halloween and that we was going to name him Boo.
Boo?
Yeah.
That could have been his nickname.
And they were like, wait, what? And then yeah. And then they gave him the name Trevor.
Nah, see.
Yes, in that baby box. Put that baby in the baby box.
Nah, like I said, I was a good kid. I was a good kid. I ain't asked for much. I ain't getting too much trouble. I can only think of like 2 instances when I got in trouble. And one was when I was like a teenager. Was it once when I was a teenager? I think my mom just overreacted, but you know, try to burn all my manga. Threatened to put all my manga on the barbecue.
Wow, that is messed up.
I forget what the correlation was. I think she already just felt like all my manga was porn. I'm like, it's
No,
not.
you got
though.
it. Well, I was
First of
about to
all-
say all you got to do is flip it open, but if you flip over to the wrong page, then yeah, that's gonna look like.
Well, because like at the time, the only manga I was reading was Ranma Half and Fruits Basket. Ranma had his titties out, but I was like, Mom, I have titties.
I saw all of Fruits Basket and completely forgot about it. What is the plot of Fruits Basket again? Wait, is it Chinese Zodiac?
Yes. So a family is the Soma family is cursed by the spirits of the Chinese zodiac.
Okay.
And if they are touched by anyone of the opposite gender outside of the family, they turn into that animal. So there was a lot of cousin fucking, a lot of like aunt. And look, the Soma family drama was messy.
I don't think they included that in the show, did they?
No, because the original like early 2000 version was only like not even the first half of the series, but they did a remake. So I highly recommend watching the remake because the remake covers everything. So it was really good.
At first, I was just thinking like, ooh, cousin fucking, but then I was like, but I did watch all of Game of Thrones.
Okay, but that was straight up your twin.
Yeah.
These were cousins. One was like, oh man, it was fucked up. It was she like the aunt? I want to say she was like the aunt. And she was like the mistress, or maybe she was married to him. The head of the clan ended up getting her pregnant, and all the younger kids knew she was pregnant before she was. Like they just all came up to her one day and was just crying. I was like, what the fuck? But they all knew that she was pregnant with the next heir to the clan, and the next heir to the clan ended up being a girl. But they raised her as a boy, and only some of the older children knew the heir was actually a girl. And one of them, the fuck was that man's name? He was the dog Zodiac. He ended up like hooking up with the next heir, but she was always on some mind game type stuff. And then at one point, did she fuck somebody else? I want to say she fucked somebody else in the family. And to get back at her, he fucked her mom.
Oh,
yo,
no.
I'm like, bruh, this family is messy as fuck. Can we just concentrate on this family, please? You talk about generational trauma? Oh my god, bro. It was a lot, but still like one of the better like shoujo manga protagonists in Toru. Toru was like, she was sweet and innocent and a bit naive, but she had a wisdom about her that didn't make her completely dumb. Like there was just something about her, because normally in shoujo manga you have those girls that are just ditzy and dumb and just trying to be in love and trying to find a boyfriend. That wasn't Toru. You totally understood why people loved and wanted to protect her. You totally got that. So when she ended up in like a love triangle, and it wasn't even like, I feel like one of the cousins wasn't really feeling her like that. He just liked her. He loved her platonically, but his cousin was always in competition with him anyway. So he was just gonna feel away if he thought there was gonna be a threat. But like that love triangle had me in a chokehold as a middle schooler, because I was like, shit. I mean, I kind of want him with her, but I think they'd be better together. In the end, who she did end up with, I'm okay with. Who the other cousin ended up with, I felt like that person came out of nowhere. I was like, who the fuck is this bitch? But yeah, go ahead and watch it. I don't even know what it's on. It might be on like Hulu or something.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
But it was good.
All right, well, I have to get going.
My God, look at the time. Yes, well read thought. Or in high school not Toru. What's her name? She on my desk. That bitch. I'm not waiting for that. Haruhi. Woo, child. Haruhi was that bitch. You need to watch that too, Fatima.
Make me a list and send
those
it to me.
Two, like you need Orin High School to palate cleanse after Fruits Basket.
I was already freaked out by the host club because they were like, haha, you broke a vase.
It's fine. Watch it.
You got to do hoeing now.
She wasn't being a host. Being a host is different.
Is it different? I feel
really
like it's like being an escort. It's just kind of like, we might, but give me some money.
No, they were like high schoolers. They literally just wanted to sit in a room and drink tea with who they thought was a boy because she knew how to talk to girls because she was a girl. And her daddy was a drag queen.
Oh wow.
It's a great show. You talk about queer representation in the early 2000s. This show was before its time. But I guess I'll let you go.
All right. I've been Fatima.
And I've been Ash.
And this has been Fatash.
Fatash.
Bye.
Bye.